guys, today I'm going to do a very simple beef stew with Hungarian noodles, which is very similar to German Spätzle. Spätzle or Spätzle? I don't know. Anyway, ingredients: I've got this lovely beef from Costco. Nice, but I'm just only going to cook half of it. It's quite a lot for two of us. Onions, peppers, garlic, a bit of chili, and tomato is going to be the base. And then I'm going to do some pickled red cabbage to go with it. Spices, very simple today, just paprika and caraway seeds. And I'm also going to add some red wine to the stew, so it's going to be a red wine stew. Yeah, so here we go. I'm going to cook the beef in the pressure cooker, so hopefully it's going to take, well, about half an hour to an hour, no longer than that. I'm going to start with the base. Again, classic Hungarian base is paprika or pepper if you like, onion and garlic and tomatoes, so kind of lecho. And I'm going to use goose fat today. Okay, onto the peppers. Lovely bit of pepperoni. Okay. Tomatoes. Just going to cut them in half. Not too worried about tomatoes going to melt completely. I'm also going to add the garlic to the base. And what I've just decided to do, I'm gonna do something I've never actually done before with a Hungarian stew, is I've decided to blend the base, which I've never actually tried before. I do it with curries quite often at work, and I've decided to try it with a Hungarian stew as well. So what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna cook this off now. Then I'm going to transfer it to a plate, cool it down a bit, and I'm going to liquidize it. So that should give me a very nice and smooth stew at the end. Alright. So this is the point where I'm going to take the vegetables off. As I said, transfer it to a plate and let it cool down. And I'm going to fry off the beef. Add more fat. Going to heat it up quite well. So we got this beautiful Aberdeen Angus stewing steak. And I think I'm going to use half of it. and freeze the other half. Keep it off. Yeah, I just decided to cook the whole thing. It's better to freeze the cooked product anyway. Okay, meanwhile, I'm going to liquidize the base. So this is done, and this should give us a very nice and smooth stew. Okay, I'm going to season everything with okay, time for seasoning. So this is hot paprika, not too much of this one. Caraway seeds, ground caraway seeds, and sweet paprika, quite a bit, heavy. Black pepper, and salt. Okay, that's about it for now. I can adjust it later, and I'm going to reduce the heat at this point. I'm going to burn my paprika. Nice. And I'm going to add some red wine. Not too much. That's enough. Rest is for Mrs. T. Alright, and then this goes back. Okay guys, so this is the base for the stew. I'm not going to add any more water or anything like that. Oh, looks good already. Wow. Smells amazing. Of course. Just going to add one bay leaf as well. Or two. Let's do two. Okay, amazing. So, this is pretty much done. Now I'm just going to put the lid on and cook this under pressure for, let's say, half an hour. If I can get the lid on. My only weakness. Oh, come on, man. Yes. Okay, I've managed to put the lid on, which is amazing. Move it to the back on medium-high heat. Yes, oh, oops. Okay guys, so next thing I'm going to do is the pickled cabbage. Now for the pickled cabbage I'm gonna use some ginger as well, and all I'm going to do is to boil vinegar, and this is a very quick way of doing pickled cabbage. So this I'm going to boil with some sugar and salt, and I'm going to add the hot liquid to the cabbage. Now you can do it just cold as well, but it's going to take a lot more time and you're not going to get the same texture because this is going to be hot. It's not going to cook the cabbage, but it's going to change the texture just enough that it's going to be much better than cold. Okay, salt and sugar. Got some demerara sugar, and I'm going to taste this just before I'm going to add it. It should be just a good balance of flavor. So you can see I'm not measuring anything, I'm cooking by eye, but just taste. That's all you need, just taste. And I'm going to slice the cabbage quite thin. And by the end of the process, you're gonna end up with a very nice, crunchy pickle, which goes really well with stews. In Hungary we eat lots and lots of pickles. Alright, it's going to fit, hopefully, yes. And also I'm going to add some shallots to this as well. And bay leaf. Bay leaf is quite a good flavor. We have bay leaf. Okay, so one shallot, and my liquid is boiling already. Excellent. I'm just going to taste it to make sure that there is a good balance of vinegar and sugar. Just going to adjust the sugar slightly, that's it, and a bit more salt. Okay, and this goes on here. Put the lid on, and that's about all the work with this pickled cabbage. I'm going to let it sit now, and I'm going to just stir it up time to time, and that's it. Okay guys, next step is to do the nokedli or galushka or spätzle, whatever you call it. It's quite traditional noodles to go with stew in Hungary, and I don't know why I have 2 open bags of flour. Again, I'm not going to measure anything. I'm using bread flour for most of it, or pasta flour, so I'm not going to measure anything. I'm going to eyeball things as usual, but I'm using around, I would say, 300 grams of flour and 2 eggs, and this is bread flour, that's not energy. Strong white, county grain. Alright. Oh, then I've got more. Strong white. Another open flour. Lovely. Yep. Okay, so that's about 300 grams of flour, a bit of salt, and I'm going to add 2 eggs. Oh, I forgot the ginger. Idiot. Okay, I'm going to add the ginger as well to the cabbage, which is not traditional, but I love it. So this I'm going to add to the cabbage, and just mix it up. 2 eggs. So normally I would add water to this, but because I have some milk in the fridge, I'm going to use milk. And this mix, you don't want to make it too runny. It's better to make it a bit more firm. Then you're gonna have firmer noodles. And you don't want to overwork the flour as well. A bit more milk. That's about it. So you can see the texture of the mix. You can make it more runny and it's maybe easier to work with, but then you're gonna have softer noodles. And I'm gonna get on with the noodles. And I'm just going to add some salt to the water, a bit of oil, okay, so this is our mix. It has rested about half an hour. Just going to add a bit and pass it through with this tool. Very simple and delicious. And if you're wondering where you can find one of these, you can buy it from Amazon. I'll try to find and put a link to it. And I think the main difference between this and German Spätzle is the size. So I've got a different one at work, and that one is a bit more difficult to pass through, but it produces thinner and longer noodles. But for me, either one works. Okay, just pass it through. They don't take a long time to cook either. And it goes really well with stew. Okay guys, that's all the work involved with this one. Just going to cook it. It won't take long, maybe 1 or 2 minutes just to boil it. And then I'm going to remove it from the water. The stew should be cooked. I'm going to release all the pressure. And I'm just going to chop some parsley and some chili. Beautiful smell of fresh parsley. And look at that, I'm making a mess. That's okay. Okay, so these are cooked already. I'm just going to remove them. Now, because we are going to eat these straight away, I'm not going to cool them down. I'm just going to add some oil to it. But if you don't eat this straight away, just put it through cold water. That's it. So this is done. I can turn this one off as well. And just chop the parsley. Alright. Add the parsley to the noodles. Now this stew should be a bit spicy already because I've used hot paprika as well as sweet paprika. But still I'm going to add a bit more extra chili to it. I love a bit of a kick. Okay, just going to add a bit of butter to the noodles as well. Alright, noodles are done. Okay, let's look at the stew. And the stew looks beautiful, amazing. Just going to see if the beef is cooked, and I'm going to reduce the liquid slightly. Come on, bro. Oh yeah, beef is cooked. Tastes amazing. Absolutely. Now if you want to, you can thicken up the sauce with some corn flour if you like, or some flour even, but I'm just going to leave it as is. I don't mind if it's a bit more runny. It looks very appetizing. I'm just going to add the chili, tiny bit more salt, a bit more black pepper, so that's about it. Very satisfying, very simple meal. Again, one of my favorites. This one and schnitzel, definitely two of my favorite meals. But I've got more favorite meals, and I'm going to share it with you. Okay, guys, it's time to plate up. We have our lovely noodles. And of course the amazing beef stew. It looks and smells and tastes amazing. Wow, shame there is no smelly vision. Alright guys, so this is my Hungarian beef stew with red wine, served with nokedli, or we also call it galuska or spätzle in German. So this is my all-time favorite meal from Hungary, and I really hope you enjoy this video, and I shall see you on the next one. Thanks for watching, guys.